Welcome back to the Your Health television program, hosted by the Monterey County Health Department. I'm Emily Sciolto, your host today, and just about every third Monday of each month. Our topic today is the CHAMACOS study and the work of the CHAMACOS Youth Community Council. Here to discuss their action projects are my next two guests from the CHAMACOS Youth Community Council, Ms. Casillas and Ms. Irene Vera. Welcome, Crystal and Irene, and thank you so much for talking with me today.
Thank you for having us.
Indeed. So, Crystal and Irene, tell me why you first got involved with the CHAMACOS Youth Community Council.
Well, I first got involved with the community, CHAMACOS, because I saw it as a great opportunity to improve my community, and also, I wanted to change the negative perceptions that were made, for example, in the New York Times, the recent article. And I mean, those perceptions are only made because from people that don't actually live in Salinas, and there's more to than just the negative things, than just gang violence. And the Salinas youth are trying so much and working hard to change that.
Great.
I also thought it would be a great opportunity to create a change in our community, and also because, like she said, people look at the negative things in Salinas and they don't focus on the positives. For example, what we're trying to do, create a better place for people to live in. And not only that, I thought it'd be a great thing to do and to create a better environment, to let families learn about how they can create a better future for themselves.
Okay, so it sounds like there's some stigma around Salinas youth, yeah?
Yeah.
And you guys are really trying all you can to change that. That's amazing. You mentioned a New York Times newspaper article?
Yes.
And that was a recent article focusing on
Gang violence.
In this area?
In
Yes.
Salinas area.
And it focused all on the negative.
Yeah, it just focused on the negatives and didn't really look at the positives, and it was just on one-sided. And I looked into the author, and he didn't live in Salinas, so I mean, he doesn't basically have the right to actually say that if he has never been here.
Interesting. So what were you expecting when you first joined, and what have you learned since joining?
When I first joined, I expected it to just be a summer program and just like a usual type, and I just didn't have anything else to do, so I was just like, okay, you know what, why not? I'll give it a try. And but I actually learned more than just pesticides. I learned how to build on my public speaking skills, and also technical, building a website, and many other skills as well.
Okay.
What I wanted to do was to encourage people to go out in the community and create a change, because I know that there's a lot of people out there who always say, oh, you know, there should be this and there should be that, and I think it'd be great if they themselves could do something about it, like we're trying to do right now, and just to make people realize that, like we said earlier, the New York Times, to realize that we are trying to not only show the negatives, but the positives about how there's so many people out there who are trying to make Salinas a better place to live in.
You guys are doing a lot. Like, you know, I remember mentioning that like 5 minutes ago in the previous segment, and it's just from the skills that you mentioned, website building to community action and, you know, empowerment. That's pretty amazing. So tell me more about the CHAMACOS Photo Voice project. We heard a little bit about that in the previous segment.
Well, the CHAMACOS Photo Voice project was basically an extension from a study done in UC Berkeley, like it was previously mentioned. And we were giving free cameras, yes, free cameras, to each participant. And we had the task to take negative and positive aspects in our community. And we went in a group, and it was kind of like difficult for us to find something at first, because we didn't know what was negative or what was positive. So we're like, okay, you know what? I think this is a negative thing, so let's just take a picture of a tree with graffiti on it. And after that, after we gathered all our pictures, we presented our pictures to the group. and together we analyzed them.
Okay. So just for clarification, you guys took the pictures yourselves?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you with free cameras?
Yes.
Awesome. Yes, ma'am.
Like she said, we were taking pictures of a lot of things in Salinas, not only the negatives but the positives, and it helped us a lot because we made a lot of things out of it. We took what we had, we used the negatives to try to create more things out there in our community. We try to use the negatives to better our Salinas. We use the positives to just, show people, look, it's not all bad. It's not all gang violence. It's this, it's that, There's like so many youth out there trying to create a better place for us to live in, wherein people think, oh no, there's just violence, when that's not the truth.
So what are the pictures of? What issues did they highlight? What do they mean?
Well, I took.
And we'll show a few in a minute.
Yeah, I took many pictures, but one of the pictures that I really stood out to me was a picture of a father and his daughter riding their bicycle, and it kind of really stood out to me because, like, when I was a child, me and my father and my 3 other siblings and I would go bike riding, and we would go to the nearest park. But now, like, you don't really see that in children. They usually want to stay home and just, like, play video games, and you invite them outside, they don't want to go and they don't want to play. And that brings a lot of issues, health issues, and their parents aren't there maybe because they don't have time for them, and they don't really see it as a necessity to actually have their children play outside and actually exercise.
Yes, like she said, I took a lot of pictures about many things, and so did the group. And one of these pictures was about a mural on the side of a Girl Scouts, and practically the things that I highlighted were how it was different ethnicities, and I used it to show how people are all equal, how people come together, and these youth, these girls, come together to create a better community. And I think I use this as to have how we should have more community centers in Salinas to keep people, young students, out of the streets. And I think it'd be a great thing to do because it would keep them away from violence, it would keep them away from all these negative aspects, and just make our Salinas a way, way better place.
So I'm going to show a few of these here in front of the camera, and if you ladies can just describe what the picture is and what issue it is highlighting here.
Yeah, so this picture is the one I was talking about previously, and it's the father and his daughter riding their bicycle near Everett Alvarez High School. And I was just walking by, and I just saw the image, and I kind of like, hey, I can take a picture of this. This is a positive thing. And it really motivates me to get people exercising, and that's why we are planning to do a 5K.
Okay. And then we've got another one here. We've got some trash, it looks like.
Yes, this is a picture of trash, which is found in a park, Natividad Creek Park, also known as Las Casitas. And practically what this is showing is that there's trash out there, and we want to clean it up. And this just honestly makes us look sometimes like we don't like to take care of our things, although we try our best to make Salinas one of the healthiest places to live in. And this helps show that not only is there garbage, but we're actually going to make a change.
And there's also going to be a 5K at this location, is there not?
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about that in the next segment, but let's do one more. And I think you mentioned this on a few Saturdays ago, Irene.
Yeah, this is a picture of tobacco, and it shows how there's a lot of tobacco advertisement on grocery stores. And the thing is that these grocery stores are located next to high schools or elementaries, and it's bad because children are exposed to them, and they're putting these everywhere, and they don't use the good type of advertisement. I mean, tobacco and drugs are one of the leading causes to death, and I believe that there shouldn't be that many advertisements. We're trying to there was one project we were doing before of the advertisement to try to make groceries advertise less of the tobacco.
And so you mentioned some of the issues, advertising tobacco, alcohol, and drugs that you brought up here, physical activity, picking up trash and litter around community spaces. What other issues were highlighted in these pictures? We don't have enough time, unfortunately, to show all of them, but what other issues did you highlight here?
Other issues, another issue was that there was a lack of access for healthy food, and like parents actually would want, like, their children are accustomed to go to a fast food restaurant, and they're like, okay, I want food, let's go to a fast food restaurant. And they don't actually see, like, the bad things they're feeding their children, and like it's like because of this, they take their children to a fast food restaurant because they don't have time to actually make a healthy meal themselves. And like, their parents also need to realize that they are putting a negative custom on their children, like a value in their children, that it isn't really a necessity to actually go into a fast food restaurant. And there's a lot of vegetables out there that are really healthy for their children as well.
Unfortunately, inexpensive and quick and easy overrides a lot of things. But you're saying that access to fruits and vegetables should be increased and even just emphasized, correct?
Yeah, and also, like, maybe some families can't afford to buy expensive healthy foods, and because of their income, and maybe they can get a little bit of help or something so they can actually be healthy.
And so what, what has the group done with these pictures? So I see you've created these photo voices, literally, with a description to go along with the picture, but where have the pictures been?
Well, we've presented our pictures at the Cesar Chavez Library.
Okay.
And also in a showcase to the Monterey County Health Department.
Okay.
Yeah, and basically what we did is we helped. There was also this one time when we showed it to a bunch of adults, young adults, little kids, and it was really interesting because we were showing to about 12 years and younger, and we were showing them about how health is very important. And not only that, but the kids were enthusiastic, and it was nice, it was heartwarming to see this, and how these kids can go and probably, like, talk to their friends, hey, you know, health. But yeah.
It's not you wouldn't think it'd be the most, for the topic at the forefront of most young people's minds, but, we're finding today, here, now, that it is. And you guys are influencing that. And among those types of reactions, you've gotten feedback, those types of feedback type of reactions that you've gotten from the community after showing pictures. What else? What other reactions have you gotten from them?
Well, in school, they're really enthusiastic to actually learn about be part of the 5K and do community service. You are able to do community service there, and a lot of people, I kind of spoke to some people about it, and they're like, oh my God, that's so great. Like, you guys are actually empowered to do this work, and you guys take time to do this work, take your Saturdays, your Saturday mornings to be part of this club or organization, and you're doing not all these things not only in school but also outside of school.
So your peers are really encouraged by you.
Yeah, and not only that, but since I go to Alisal High School, and due to the fact that we're also having a recycling group there, it's really nice to see that Alisal is going to go eco-friendly, and this is currently happening. We're through the process of making it happen, and it's nice because, like we were talking earlier about garbage and trash, and people will have their own place to put recycling in, right? So it'll just be better, it'll be more organized, it'll be just better eco-friendly, like I said earlier.
And so, last question, along with initiating the recycling program at Alisal, have you taken any actions to improve the issues that you depicted in some of these photo voice photos?
Well, we've done we've created a recycling program kind of for ALSA. We're on the process, and also we are still in the process of creating the 5K on June 2nd, and we're really looking forward to that.
Great, and we'll hear more about that in just a few minutes. So, Crystal and Irene, thank you again for taking the time to be with us today, and thank you both for all that you guys do to help bring awareness and improvement to some of these pressing environmental issues. Right now, we're going to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be back in just a moment with more of the Your Health television program.